What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Bell's Brewery, and they're out of both Kalamazoo and Comstock, Michigan, and this is their lighthearted ale. So they are calling this one a Lo-Cal IPA, so a low-calorie IPA, which is basically a Session IPA that comes in at 3.7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 3.5 weeks old. So I've seen a lot of people review this one. I shouldn't say a lot of people. I've seen Matt over Massive Beer Reviews review this one. I've seen a couple other reviews. I've seen a lot of Untapped friends check this one in. And a lot of people seem to be digging it for what it is. Now, 3.7%, definitely a Session IPA, right? If they're going to throw the IPA acronym out there, then yeah, definitely a Session IPA. And on the side here, they actually have the, the calories and carbs and everything. Calories, 110 calories for a 12-ounce serving, 8.7 grams of carbs, and 1.3 grams of protein and no fat. So I guess they're kind of going for the, the low-cal drinkers and people who want to drink, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, 6 pack of beer and not, drink 1,500, 2,000 calories. And I get it. A lot of people like doing that, and yeah, I totally understand what they're going for. So this is basically like a lighter version of their Two Hearted, which is an American classic. Seems every single year the American Homebrewers Association always ranks that as like the best beer in America. And guess what? I love Two Hearted. I do. It's a classic. It's a staple. It's a damn good beer. And if this has those qualities, but in like half the ABV, sign me up. So I'm into it. This one's actually using Centennial and Galaxy. Now, could be wrong, but I thought Two Hearted was 100% Centennial, so maybe they changed up the recipe a slight amount. We'll see. So I'm not expecting, I'm expecting decent flavors, hopefully, for a sub 4% beer. A lot of times that's hard to do, but hopefully that's the case. So yeah, pours out this really nice, it looks like an IPA. Okay, it has like an orange color to it, a little bit of a burnt orange, pretty damn filtered, has about a half finger of this bright white fluffy looking head. It looks like an IPA. It does. It's a good nose. For 3.7%, that smells pretty damn good. Now again, I thought Two Hearted was Centennial only. This one has a little bit of a different aroma than I'm typically accustomed to with Two Hearted. Slight. Like a slight pineapple. Probably the Galaxy. But then I'm getting citrus and like just orange characters, like a slight juicy orange, but also like an orange rind, pithy orange, a little bit of like a ruby red grapefruit kind of peel. Some pine resin, slight herbaceousness. Touch of like a crackery, almost bready kind of malt base, sweeter. I'll tell you what, for 3.7%, this smells fucking pretty good. Like if it was a 6.5% beer, I'd be like, oh, that's a pretty good aroma. For 3.7%, this, yeah, it smells great. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Again, I have to take everything in consideration. Sub 4% beer. This is nice. Yeah, it's nice. So first things first, body on this one. I'm not going to bullshit you and sit here and tell you, oh, it's a great body. It's not super watery. It's watery to some degree. It's under 4%. It's going to be watery. But this is like higher side of light body. Not straight light body. This does not drink like water. It's definitely a step up. So the body's fine for a beer that's 3.7%. The mouthfeel is what I'm really digging on this one. So it has a nice, crisp, almost clean, effervescent kind of mouthfeel to it, but it's also soft and smooth too at the same time. I really like it. Yeah, I'd say the mouthfeel is really nice for again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, for a 3 points. I have to reiterate constantly because I know you just review beer based on the merits of what's in the can and whatnot, but when you think of how many 3.7% beers you've had in your life, different ones. Not a lot, right? So when you take that in consideration, the body is nice and the mouthfeel is really nice. The taste is damn good for what it is. Definitely has a nice malty kind of forefront to it. It's bready, slightly crackery. Almost has like a, kind of tastes like, it's not like a Pilsner, but kind of just has like that malty sensation, kind of like a Pilsner where you get it right up front. Right, my tip of my tongue is that almost crackery, bready kind of malt base. So it passes through the palate. The orange and the grapefruit comes in. Not as sweet and like juicy as it was in the nose. More of like a bittering orange pith, orange peel. Same thing with the grapefruit. A touch of pineapple from the Galaxy. A very slight touch of pineapple. I'm really looking forward because there's Galaxy in here. Yeah, ever so slight touch mid-palate. As it continues on through the palate, this dries out. This has a semi-dry to almost full-on dry finish. Very little residual sweetness, almost none. And mild to moderate bitterness, more on the mild side. This doesn't have like a big bitterness. It's very mild, but it's quite dry. I see similarities to Two Hearted in this one. I wouldn't say this is necessarily Two Hearted, cut in half or anything, but it has similarities to Two Hearted. A lot of the same similarities that you get in Two Hearted, you get in this. I think this has a little bit of a different character from that Galaxy. Yeah, I mean, for what, I'll say one last time, for what it is, this is actually nice. It really is. I could see myself buying a 6-pack of this during the summer and just like, sessioning on it at a barbecue or something where I don't want to get shitty. I want to still be able to talk to family and friends and but have a nice drinking craft beer to enjoy. I've drank a lot of it. It's very easy to drink, 3.7%, yeah. I'm going to give it 2 ratings. I rarely do this. I've been doing a little bit more, but I'm going to do 2 ratings for what they're going for. A low-calorie Session IPA it's 110 calories, 8.7 grams of carbs. For something if you're on a diet or you're watching your calories or you don't want something that's crazy when it comes to the alcohol percentage, I think this does a damn good job. So I'm going to give this a high 4.25 out of 5. No, 4.35 out of 5 within the realms of what they're going for. I think this is really nice. Really nice job. Personal preference, still going to give it a decent score. So I'm going to give Lighthearted Ale for my personal preference from Bell's a high 3.75 out of 5. I'm going to go with 3.8 out of 5. I think it's a well-made Session IPA that I'll definitely grab at least a can or 2 again later this year and enjoy. I still prefer Two Hearted by a landslide. Two Hearted is still just a fucking great beer. I like that more than this. But if I want something that I'm like, I don't feel like, I want some kind of IPA that's light, subtle, not a lot of calories, not a lot of alcohol, I will definitely go back to this one at some point. Availability, or price and availability. Availability on this one wherever you see Bell's. If you see Bell's, you should see this one. I think they've rolled it out over the last month or 2 in all the markets they get distribution into. Price point, this is where it's a little bit wonky. I paid, I want to say, around $2 for that can, and I think 6-packs are $10.99 in my area. Listen, it's 3.7%. 110 calories. I want to see this beer under $10 a 6-pack. That's the only bad thing about this is that the price, it shouldn't be almost $2 a can. It should be anywhere between like $9 to $10 a can. I just bought Sierra Nevada's Torpedo Extra IPA and reviewed that last week as part of the Shelfie Beers Just Like This. And I can find that for $8.99, $9.99 a 6-pack, and that beer is 7.2%. It's more flavorful than this one. It's better than this one, and this should not be more than that beer. It just shouldn't. And you could compare this to a lot of beers in that same category, and it shouldn't be as much. This should be an $8 to $10 6-pack, $10 at the most. I don't know. It's a bit pricey for me. So if I buy this again, it'll be hopefully when it's on sale or I'm really craving something that's a good low-calorie beer. But yeah, anyway, if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. I forgot to mention the ABV and how it feels because, listen, it's 3.7%. I can't even tell there's alcohol in here to any extent. There's nothing on the palate. There's nothing in the chest or the stomach. It's 3.7%, and it drinks like it. So yeah, really, if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Like I said, I've seen some reviews, seen some Untapped friends drink this one. I think it's well-made. I think it's good. I just think the price point is a bit wonky. That's it. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one, cheers. Oh, hang on. No cheers. Hang on. No cheers. I forgot to mention on the palate, I think that on the back end, there is like a pine resin too that I typically do get in Two Hearted, like a pine resin, almost like an herbaceous type of thing. And as I've been drinking on it the last couple sips, it's building up in the back, so it has like a resinous pine kind of finish to it. It was weird. I really wasn't talking about it as I was reviewing it, but now, yeah, definitely get it. So cheers again.